you had so many great fights, amazing fights in WEC. Also, the fights with Korean Zombie. You
Yeah.
know, what was that like? Fighting him for the first time and fighting Korean Zombie.
Yeah, his fight meant more to me than any other fight because it did so much for both of us.
Hmm.
Um, it made us both different level fighters. Like he would tell me, man, everybody in Korea knows who you are. And I was like, shut up, dude. The whole United States just talks about you. You know what I mean? To me, when a fight elevates both guys, uh, it means a whole lot more, man, because we gave it everything we had. We went out there and I mean, we really did. Like we went to the hospital together after that fight, and the lady, his knee was messed up. I'd kicked his leg and did a little bit of damage to his meniscus, and he was on a wheelchair and he had a brace on his arm, and I had broken my hand, so I had a brace on my hand.
Oh,
I'm all swollen. He's got a swollen eye, and he's all messed up. And we rode in the ambulance together. And then
oh,
when we got off, we were waiting on the paramedic, and I pushed him into the hospital doors with the wheelchair. And the lady was like, "Oh my God, what were y'all driving? Like, what hit y'all?" She thought we had a car accident. So it
oh.
was funny, man. And to share that experience with them and to share that fight with them, I gained so much respect for him. And we couldn't talk because of our language barrier, but his translator was translating for us. And I don't know if he was cussing me out and his translator was saying good things, or, but he was, we were communicating through his translator, and he's just a real good dude, man. And it was cool to have that. And then if you watch our second fight when he caught me with the twister, our stats up until that point were completely even. So we're on our way to,
Oh.
continuing this battle that we always carried out. And it was just good. But for me, it meant more because it made him so famous here in the States. And then also he tells me, that everybody in Korea knew who I
Mhm.
was. So I think it was cool that two guys got in there, gave it everything they had, and were recognized by everybody for it. So that fight meant the most to me for that reason. And it was just a really good experience. He actually hit me up after this last fight, and he told me, he was like, "You're crazy for doing bare knuckle. You're nuts. I would never do that." But he was like, "Man, it was so good to see you go out there and you looked like the Leonard Garcia that fought me that night." You know what I mean? So it was kind of
That's awesome. That's
and
cool.
so I got an English to Korean translator. So he sends me his messages in English, and I send him my responses in Korean. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Let me
And it's cool
see.
you guys are still, talking, which is cool. The friendship is still there, which is awesome.
Yeah, for sure, man. That to me is the best thing because you know, growing up, whenever you had a problem with somebody or you would fight, it was funny. Like later on, they were your best friend, right?
Yeah.
That's the way
Yeah.
it works when
True.
you're young. And it just because when you fight each other, it brings that respect between both guys. And I was real happy to have that with him. And really, I have it with a lot of the guys that I fought. But like I said, with him, it meant so much more because our names made each other. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
And
here's our conversation there. I don't know if you guys can see it,
I like to see it.
but
yeah, I
yeah,
can see it.
he responds back to me in English, and I respond back to him in Korean. So it's kind of
That's
cool, man.
awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, go there. There's his tag there. So that's it. That's our conversations there. So it's kind of cool. It's actually real cool to have that, man. And a lot of people don't realize stuff like that. Like we've become best friends after these fights, man. Like you guys watched us go out there and try to kill each other for 15 minutes, and then I'm wheeling them into the hospital on the wheelchair. You know what I mean? So to me, that's what fighting is. It never is about hate or anger. I just love to fight. I really
Hmm.
enjoy testing myself against somebody else, and to have guys like him that elevated themselves to a position where when we tested each other, it was such an even match and we went at it so crazy. It just feels good to know that there's guys out there that can take it, you know?